What's up guys, Kevin Cage here with another crypto update. In today's video, we're going to dive into Casper Network and its native token CSPR. First up, for all Casper holders, I put together a thread that contains a bunch of information, so if you're on Twitter, be sure to bookmark this, and I tweeted this on the 20th. So just wanted to share this really quick because I see a lot of people having these same questions over and over on Twitter, and instead of replying to each person individually, and sometimes an answer would require a 2 or 3 paragraph response followed up by additional questions, I wanted to put this together so we can refer back to it. And also, please refer to the Casper playlist on my YouTube channel. You can go right to my homepage on my YouTube channel, click playlists, and then see Casper. And there I put together hours of videos explaining the rich technology features of Casper Network. Also explaining how Casper Network has the largest enterprise blockchain deployment to date out of all crypto assets, with its partnership with IPW tokenizing 25 million patents as intellectual property on Casper Network, making intellectual property or IP able to be monetized. So you're assigning value to intellectual property, making it tradable and traceable on Casper. Remember that Casper is SOC 2 compliant, and also the ACTA standard referring to Nucleus Finance, a joint venture for standardizing financial contracts. So just like the company Ripple is on the governing council for the ISO 222 standards body for the messaging standard of SWIFT, encouraging everybody to use the same standard for better interoperability. Those are financial messages. What Actus is doing is actually standardizing financial contracts. So we'll touch more on this because I think this is a big thing to remember long term, because they're working with WM. Service. So this is Nucleus Finance, built on Casper by the way, working with WM. Service, the central authority and data provider for the global financial market. There are ties along with partnerships with Fortune 100s, Fortune 500s, some of the largest enterprises in the European Union, in the UAE, in India, China, everywhere, including governments. Now, when a government is actually even interested in future-proofing with its network or being interoperable with a crypto project, that shows that this network is legitimate to solve a certain use case, if not many. Enterprise partners including IBM, additional applications, some are live, and then others are also being built. We also have a list of use cases in this thread, and the Casper tokenomics specifically, going over the token economics and the release schedule in detail. So I provided that thread below, and that will explain the price action since the launch of the project. About staking and delegating, along with the Casper price chart. And remember, the new Casper wallet, you can go to this website, casperwallet.io is on the way, and this is basically going to be, if you're an HBAR holder using Hashpack the wallet, one of my favorite wallets for an L1, this should basically be, or what I hope to be, very similar for Casper. You can basically create unlimited accounts with a single recovery phrase, so just like Ledger or just like Hashpack, you can have a 24 seed phrase. Right within this wallet, you can see your NFTs, and you can stake as well and earn passive income. And of course, connect to different decentralized applications. So new marketplaces or new dexes to do swaps. And this beta will be launching shortly. Initially, it'll just be an internet browser, Chrome, Brave, Safari, Firefox, but then eventually becoming a mobile application. So I think this is very important to lower the barrier to entry for Casper holders. Now going to casperstats.io, and you can actually visit right here and click stats. And we can see there are over 104,550 holders. Now on ICOdrops.com, you can look up Casper Labs, and this is another website where you can actually look up new ICOs. It is high risk, but there's also a high reward for some of these projects, specifically when they launch before a bull run. But Casper, or the CSPR token, initially launched on CoinList. So we can see a variety of crypto projects that have been distributed over their platform. We can see Immutable X, we can see Vega, we can see Covalent, we can see Casper, Flow, Near, Solana, Cadena, Algorand, Ocean, ICP, and Filecoin. So what's interesting about that is Cliff Sarkin of Casper actually emphasized that for CoinList, a single exchange, there are over 30,000 Casper accounts or 30,000 Casper holders on that single exchange. And on Casper stats for CoinList, that actually only shows as one holder. So you could make the argument to add another 30,000 holders to this number right here. So I believe the number is well over 130,000 today. And I'd be curious how other exchanges are also registered. And remember that Casper Network is the future-proof blockchain built for enterprise adoption. It is the only layer 1 in existence that has upgradability features added to it, because as the CEO of Casper says, the future is unwritten. And you can still create contracts that are immutable, but I think it's important for enterprises to be very versatile. And one benefit that a lot of people that are unfamiliar with Casper don't realize, the benefits of upgradability, upgrading your deployments for smart contracts and NFTs. You can add new information to it, you can add new metadata. So for example, with IPW, and they have 25 million patents that are tokenized on top of Casper. There's tons of metadata and descriptions underneath all of the intellectual property that is serving as an individual NFT. Now for the future, for regulatory compliance, enterprises may have to actually update some information. So the upgradable features of Casper's network actually allow enterprises to stay compliant. And that's a big thing I've heard Meta Parlikar, CTO of Casper, emphasize, and I think that is super powerful. Now another thing to understand about Casper is we have over 77% of the total supply being staked. It is locked up, securing the network and validating transactions. We can see under circulating supply, currently over 93.5% is already in circulation. So the first 1 year plus of this network being live, the band-aid has officially been ripped off. There are a lot of altcoins out there with only 5% or 20% in circulation today. That is scary. And I don't want to point out any specific alt in particular. Of course, some of their tokenomics or burn mechanisms can help them. But for tier 1 exchanges, it is super important to see a high circulating supply already distributed. Now, when you really sit down to look at the numbers, we can see circulating supply subtracting the amount that is staked or bonded and locked up in the network. We're talking a much smaller amount in circulation today. So remember, circulating supply over 93%, 93.5% is already in circulation. If you look at HBAR, and to be clear, I love HBAR, it's one of my largest holds, but we can see 53% in circulation. So there's another 47% over the coming years to be distributed. And you can also look at the token release schedule. And you can learn more at the Hedera Treasury Management Report, where they go over specific releases in the future. And keep in mind, guys, they are reinvesting into their own ecosystem. It is in the best interest of Casper, Hedera, different stewards of this space for different projects, to create a very valuable and secure network with a bunch of liquidity. Now, what's also interesting about Casper specifically, yes, we have a smaller circulating supply than a lot of people think. But also there are plenty of tier 1 exchanges that have tons of trading volume on them that have yet to list Casper. We can see KuCoin, OKX. We can see MEXC linked in the video description along with Bitrue. But for the most part, we are not yet on Binance, Binance US, Coinbase, Kraken, and more. Casper right now is ranked number 100. I believe, not financial advice, that this could be easily a top 20 project. And remember, the all-time high for the total market cap of crypto was at 3 trillion, and we are down to 1 trillion. There were projects in the top 20 that had $20 billion or $50 billion market caps. So for example, Dogecoin, market cap is about 10 billion, just under 11. I want to show you the all-time high market capitalization for Doge, around $89 billion. 89 billion. Let's do AVAX. Its all-time high market cap was around 30 billion. So remember, Doge currently only 10.7 billion, all-time high was $89 billion. On market cap of, to even reach Doge's current market cap at 10.7 billion, that is almost a 28x return over a $1 Casper. And just for fun, taking Doge's all-time high market cap, 89 billion, we're just going to use 80 billion divided by Casper's circulating supply. And reaching Doge's all-time high market cap, the Casper token price would be over $7. And do I believe it's possible for Casper to reach several dollars in the future? Yes, I do, but we are extremely early. Remember that CSPR is yet to experience a bull run. It was literally launched at the peak of the market. There were sell-offs, there were distributions, and the tokens were being released to previous ICO investors. Remember that HBAR has experienced a bull run. We can see from its all-time low price, under 1 penny, we can see it went as high as just about a 60x return from the lows, 60. So a 6,000% move. Even Algorand with a somewhat comparable supply, we can see from the low to the high, we'll just use this, to $2.50. That's over a 25x return. Now really quick to dive into the economics, and this video is going to be jam-packed, guys. And the CSPR token is used for transaction fees like gas fees, and also used to reward network validators for processing on-chain transactions, which secures the network via staking. And the same thing goes for all of us that are delegating our Casper to a validator to then stake it to secure the network. Now to explain the economics, remember over 93% is now in circulation. All private and public sale distributions have finished. This explains a lot of the price action initially. Total stake supply, it's actually over this amount now, about 77%. So over 10% APY is rewarded to those that are staking and delegating their Casper. Now the benefit of APY, if you go to Casper Live, and let's just do a quick example, we'll just go to a random Casper wallet. So we'll look at validators, we'll go to Everstake, and let's look at some delegators. And we'll pick this wallet. So we can see this wallet, their public key or their public address for Casper. And we can see the rewards received thus far via staking. As you scroll down, we can click staking rewards. So we can see every single era, or approximately every 2 hours, this person is earning 761 Casper. And some of these wallets could be institutions, some of them are Casper partners, and some of them are just retail investors. So they're earning $28 every 2 hours. Now, why exactly would a Fortune 500 customer even want to have a validator on Casper's blockchain? Well, for example, if they're a partner and they run their own validator to help secure the network, they're actually going to be earning some rewards per year. And remember to leverage decentralized applications on Casper, similar to HBAR, when you're processing tons of transactions like we just saw Hedera do. That does require HBAR, or in this case, Casper, for gas fees. So if a huge Fortune 500 customer has a few applications, they're leveraging Casper, transacting day and night, leveraging intellectual property or other types of enterprise use cases, they are slowly burning Casper for all the transactions they're producing. Now, the benefit of this technology improves efficiency, it gets rid of the middlemen, it disintermediates the system, makes everything cheaper, and hopefully provides them huge cost savings, better quality and trusted information that's also available on the public network. If they do build a private chain, it is still connected to the public Casper network for security. So if they're going to be transacting billions of transactions, and just friendly reminder that Hedera just this month surpassed 1 billion transactions in a single month, they would eventually have to buy Casper back from the open market or maybe even via an OTC broker. So if they're already leveraging the network with a variety of applications or use cases, wouldn't it be smart to become a validator? Because if you help validate and secure the network, you will be earning Casper. And if you're earning enough Casper, those annual earnings could actually cover the Casper gas fees in theory, or at least offset some of the costs. And this is 10% APY, so as your total balance increases, all future rewards are compounding. The power of compound interest, the eighth wonder of the world. And there's an 8% inflation rate that can be changed and removed if validators decide to vote and if it's in the best interest of the network. Think of the Casper token as a utility token. It lubricates the system. If you're driving a car and you need oil, and you completely run out of oil and you dry up, the engine can break. So there is a mechanism for 8% annual inflation. Now let me explain this, because I see a lot of guys that are 1 year into crypto and they start freaking out when they see this. We're going to do some basic math. The Casper token is a utility token for enterprise use cases and utility that is so much bigger than people imagine. For example, with Hedera recently, they launched over 22 billion with a B, and I know that sounds insane. 22 billion items that are being digitally tracked using Hedera. And we saw Hedera, first time ever, reach 1 billion transactions in a single month. And back in June, instead of 1 billion, we did like 11 million. Nothing. Now that was one partner. So am I excited for the future of Hedera with even more partners or even more items tracked? And that's one single use case? Absolutely. We have to think the exact same for Casper. And remember that the CEO of Casper, Roth, his friend was one of the first Bitcoin miners in the world. And at one point, according to the article I shared a couple videos ago, his single friend was so early in Bitcoin that he was approximately 5% of hash power of the entire Bitcoin network. Now, the founder of Casper, the team behind Casper, is extremely impressive. Go to LinkedIn, look at all of them. Follow Tokenizer, because he'll explain he does a lot of amazing deep dives behind Casper. And this was all started thanks to a few individuals at the Ethereum Foundation years ago. So I have different docs going over the token metrics, economics, explaining that as well. You can click that and do some more research. And the Casper CEO said he expects in the next 5 to 8 years from now, the public chain, the Casper network, will almost be at full capacity. And he said this just a couple months ago. So full capacity around 2028 to 2030. Now, of course, could Casper go to 30 cents or $1 speculatively before that? Absolutely. But this is when we could see full capacity of utility-based adoption. So let's do some basic math, assuming an 8% annual inflation rate that is designed to reward validators of the network, the Casper supply, and then adding 8% per year. So from 11 billion to 12 billion to 13, 14, 15, 16. Remember, around 2028, they believe that Casper could be at full capacity. That's only 16.8 billion. We're going to keep going all the way down to 2033, then it has 24.7 billion. Now, there's people bashing Casper's supply, but they don't even understand how much is actually staked and bonded, and if you did this math, you would realize even after 10 years from today, Casper's supply will still be smaller than XRP, HBAR, ADA, Doge, and XLM. HBAR's circulating supply today is over 25 billion. Even 10 years from today, Casper will then maybe reach that level. So for somebody to know nothing about Casper or its technology stack, and their enterprise customers, to say that Casper cannot reach $1 or several dollars in the future, I think they're ignorant, because I've seen this before. We even know Solana, another layer 1 that is down all the time, did over a 500x from its low. So please remember this, and I love XRP and HBAR. They are going after a massive use case. When you're going after trillions of dollars, yes, you actually do need a decent sized supply. So even after 10 years, the Casper supply will still be smaller than HBAR supply today. So if you believe that HBAR can go to $1 or $5 plus in the future with actual enterprise customers, remember Casper is servicing a lot of enterprise customers. It should be even easier for Casper. And even for Casper to reach HBAR's market cap that is still over a 5x. And remember a week or two ago before HBAR pulled back with Bitcoin, it was actually a 6x for Casper to reach HBAR's market cap. Now, of course, I hold a variety of tokens. I do not just go all in, but my largest positions include Casper, HBAR, XRP. Now, with this inflation rate, it takes approximately 9 years for the supply to even double by 2032. I plan to be beyond the moon by that time. And if utility is built on these networks, Hedera, Casper, the XRP ledger, at scale, this little inflation rate shouldn't matter much at all, especially considering future bull runs, partners, DeFi, NFTs, exchange listings, etc. And exchange listings like Binance will help massively, making additional markets, making it more liquid. The new Casper wallet, making it easier for people to actually interface with the network. All of these things come with adoption. So if some of these, I already showed HBAR doing a 60x, we showed Algorand a couple years ago doing over 25x. If they've done 5, 10, 100x's over the past decade from their low, why can't Casper? There's also tons of amazing Casper interviews with Hyperledger or at the Blockchain Hub in Davos, Switzerland. I have some videos posted here if you want to check some out. And here are a few other Casper partners as well. And this was an interview from Rekt Vojak and Cliff Sarkin of Casper. So we can see this picture. We have IPWE, we have Metacask, you have Chengdu, China. And we can see this group right here, AMAG, it's AMAG. This is Switzerland's leading car importer and dealer, transforming the financial leasing experience of Switzerland's largest automotive company by enabling securitization of leasing contracts and registration of data. Development has begun. We can see the European regional government, evolving tourism, citizen services experience with a Web3 suite of AR, VR, NFT experiences, digital tokens, local product certification, etc. And for somebody just to find Casper, you might go to the website, you might read some things and be like, huh, but there's so much more going on behind the scenes. Global telecom payments processor, domestic and international transfers providing yield to users by staking rewards. Leading US telecom provider, IoT, better cross-product pollination. Major European association. So we have governments, we have marketplaces, we have the energy sector right here. Sports and entertainment, supply chain, technology, media, telecom. So absolutely fascinating. And remember that Casper actually presented alongside Verizon at Blockchain Hub Davos. So in Hyperledger's landscape, we can see Casper Labs. We can see a variety of other Fortune 100 companies and crypto projects. We have CVS, you have FedEx, you have EnergyWeb, you have Deutsche Telekom and T-Mobile, its subsidiary, we have Hedera, you have R3, we have Oracle, we have Siemens. Remember that Siemens was actually just sending bonds on top of blockchain, and I believe it was 50 million euros. And guess what Siemens also did? A hackathon with Casper. We have Ripple, you have blockchain-based service network, they are building smart cities with Casper. You have Visa, you have Walmart, we have input-output, and of course, IPWE. Leveraging the power of AI, predictive analytics, and blockchain tech around smart and tangible asset management. The same group that partnered with Casper converting 25 million patents to NFTs for enterprise blockchain usage. We can see that CSPR.name, the official name service for Casper Network for domains in the future, is excited to join the W3DA, the Web3 Domain Alliance. And if you have time, be sure to go to nucleusfinance.com. You can learn more about Casper and the Actus standard. So we can see Actus, an algorithmic contract type unified standard for standardizing financial contracts that are written by lawyers, have endless variables including language, legal terminology, jurisdictions, etc. And the CTO of Casper had an amazing point that blew my mind. She said, in the world of finance, there are only 32 contracts that you really need to do everything. So you can see that Nucleus Finance is built on Casper, the first truly enterprise-grade blockchain network. And they're partnering with WM. Service, the central authority and data provider for the global financial market. And remember that Casper Labs is the development team that is building the Casper network, whereas the Casper Association is the nonprofit entity that oversees the ongoing decentralization and evolution of Casper. We even have Tokenizer right here listing off a bunch of projects, Q&T with Overledger, with Oracle, also on the Hyperledger Foundation. We even have EnergyWeb right here being used by Shell for its EnergyWeb decentralized operating system, just as Overledger is another type of operating system for interoperability, not just between this new technology, but for legacy infrastructure. We have global law firm DLA Piper and Toko, their tokenization engine, leveraging Hedera. And fun fact, this group is also partners with Casper, and IBM uses Casper Consensus. And in the future, I see a world where there's a lot of overlap. So for example, Oracle using a variety of blockchain networks for a variety of different use cases. It's going to be a multi-chain future. It's not just going to be one. There's a lot of friction. The internet came to be. We're still relying on regulations and securities laws from 70, 80 years ago. And of course, thanks to the past 20 years, digitalization has been increasing. But the issue is centralization, redundancy, trust. So now we are swinging back towards a decentralized or more so distributed world. If you're interested in getting Casper, I'll leave this link in the top of the YouTube video description along with in the pinned comments. And I hope you guys have a great weekend. If you enjoyed this video, I'd greatly appreciate if you could hit the like button, let me know your thoughts down below, and my link tree is linked in the top of this YouTube video description, with all links, crypto resources, and discounts. I'll catch you in the next one.